Well, so I'm leaving. Well, I'm leaving Canada and I'm moving to LA. Get clickbaited. But for real, like, I'm gonna be taking the break for a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stop making content altogether. I hope not, but only the future can tell. But at least I'm gonna be taking a break for the Yomiya and the Saya release, and hopefully I'll be back by the Leiden release, which is 2.1. In about a week or more, like 2 days from now, I'll actually be moving to LA from Canada to start full-time work at a very small indie game company. It's a software engineer actually. By the way, I don't want to associate my content with my company position since there are people who do use their position for their content. So keep that in mind when you do talk about it. I don't have a problem with you talking about it, but just keep that in mind. This is actually like nothing new for me. I had this like lined up before I started my channel, and it's the actual reason why I started doing YouTube stuff. It's because I knew like, oh, I wouldn't have anything to do and I'm gonna be bored, so I'm like, might as well try to make some video and do some lectures. When I was a kid, like I was put through like many different things by my Asian parents. And if you didn't know, yeah, I am Asian. I am Chinese. I grew up and went to school overseas all the way at Hong Kong. And if you ask me like how Asian I am, well, the answer is like I had to play the piano. Hopefully that answered the question. Anyway, I end up taking interest in doing science or engineering, as well as playing video games. I really like playing video games since I was a kid. And of course, later that transitioned into doing programming, and that's what I'm gonna do. And creating content is pretty fun. I really really enjoy the aspect of learning and then explaining things. Learning about new thing and explaining about said thing is really fun. Like I did that all the way when I was in university learning. I really like learning about my lectures and stuff, and then explaining that said concept to other people. And now, like, of course, I like explaining stuff to all of you. A huge part of software development is actually going to be learning and then using that learning to make stuff. When people ask for new features, the developer have to learn and figure out how to do it and then finally implement it. And every single day, software engineer try to find new way to make stuff for you guys. Anyway, part of me is like pretty sad that I won't be here for Yomiya release because to be honest, I think she's pretty bad. I think she's gonna be one of the worst 5-star DPS ever, with the YouTube meta just being like calling every single thing broken. I'm pretty sad that I won't be able to relay like information and my thoughts. Personally, like I really hate the idea that someone out there like might have spent $100, $200, maybe even more on a character that they thought was maybe good, and then realize like, oh, it's not actually that good after all. And that's part of free crafting. Part of free crafting is like the attempt of trying to maximize your value or your resources, like your resins or like your material, right? But that's include Primogem, because Primogem is the premium resources of Genshin Impact. It is arguably the hardest one to obtain since it costs real money. And there are people who always just say, yeah, who cares, just roll for your waifu. But at the same time, there are gonna be other people who care about rolling for meta and stuff. So it's just different side of the spectrum, right? And I really want to relay proper information, at least from my perspective, what is the correct information. And I thought about it, it's like, oh, maybe I can find time here, there to make videos and still push more content, but since I'm gonna be working from home anyway. But like, since I'm moving from a country to another, from Canada to the States, and I'm gonna be starting a new full-time job, there is initially gonna be a lot of logistics issues. Like I have to deal with American stuff, like getting banks and getting, I don't know, internet set up, and then finding a place to settle down. I don't even know if I'll have my computer with me. I don't even know if I can get internet, like actually, right? And in the end, I figure like I probably should just take a full break and focus on what I need to do. Like I don't want to go out and look for a place and then in my mind be like, ha, Yomiya, Sayu, right? Like I just want to take a complete break and completely focus on what I need to do. And then when I finally settle down, hopefully I can make content again by 2.1 release for Leiden Shogun. This is not gonna be the end of it, at least hopefully not, but only future can tell. I'm just gonna be taking a little break. I've been talking to some of my friends over at keqing and hoping that they can make video for me to push out Yoimiya and side content just for the purpose of releasing and relaying information, right? Since again, I probably won't be here for that, and I really want to keep that proper information flowing across the board. In the past, in almost every single game, I played the fast attacking, very fast attacking archer type of style, and so in the beginning of Genshin Impact, I, like many other people, liked it to play the physical official just because of that. And so Yoimiya release was honestly, I thought, was gonna be the one to play for, but just because I like a character doesn't affect the character string anyhow, and if a character is bad, then I'm just gonna say it is bad as much as I would like it to be good. I'm not gonna be blindly saying like, oh, this character is so broken just because I like it, because that's not the truth. I know for the longest time that people have been asking me about a tier list video, and then some other people will reply to that, be like, no, don't do it, you're gonna get hated by everyone. Honestly, I don't care. If I think a character is bad, I'm gonna say they're bad. It's just that I happen to actually not have time to do it because of the entire situation. So I was hoping to do one before I leave, but I didn't end up having time, so unfortunately that will have to wait a little bit longer. With that being said, thank you for the long time support on the channel, and hopefully I'll see you guys again in the near future. If anything, you can probably ask me about Yoimiya on my Discord, or you might be able to catch me streaming here and there, since streaming is a lot easier and it's a lot lower commitment, so I can just like end stream whenever I want to, and then if I have a meeting or something. So with that being said, don't forget to check out my Twitch and my Discord at twitch.tv/tentengames or in the link below. And then yeah, I'll see y'all